Hello, welcome to DIY is my happy place. I'm Amy and I have one question for you. That is, who wants to have some fun? Let's get started. This paper craft can be made for pennies. You can actually use just regular copy paper or cardstock. I'm going to show you using copy paper first of all. Now, what you need is a perfect square. It doesn't matter what size it is. And for that reason, I'm not really using a ruler because I want to show you just need to make sure that it's a square, and then you can size it however you would like. So I just marked a little spot on my paper cutter and I'll just make sure that it is a square, and I'm doing it so that it's just a bit bigger than my hand. But I like to make 3 different sizes when I'm making my fancy stars. So I'll just start one and then get a little bit smaller. Okay, so this will be my large star. So the first thing you do is just fold your square in half and then give it a nice crease. And the one thing that I have found is perfection is not actually needed for this because, well, you'll see as we do our folds, it won't really matter. You do want to make sure that you have good, crisp creases. All right, now we're going to take the paper and we're going to have the fold towards us, and then you want to fold that, the long end over, and find the third of the way from the top. So find the halfway mark and then go up just a little bit more. And then we're going to put a crease on. Oopsie. Even I do oopsies. So we're going to, all right, let me do it from this angle. Just fold that over so it's hitting the 75 out of 100, I guess, on the side. Does that make sense? A little bit above halfway point. And then we're going to fold again like we're making a paper airplane. We want the point at the bottom. So we're going to fold that side over. And then we're going to fold, make sure you have a good crease. And then we're going to, again, make it look like a pointed airplane. Only this time, this fold's going to go back the other direction. Now, if this isn't exactly a triangle, if it's a little bit smaller inside, it doesn't matter. Your star will still look good. But basically, this is the look we're going for. We've got to fold on both sides. Now, this is the most important part. You want to get the point up on top, and then you look at the bottom parts. This is the most critical part. You need to be able to look at it as a triangle hat, and then there are some tails on the bottom. One is smaller than the other. Now, it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. You're going to cut the side that has the small tail. So you want to get that part ready, and we're going to cut at a diagonal. See the very point? We're going to cut across and then get to about the halfway point or a little bit above the halfway point, just like that. That's the most critical part. If you learn how to cut it correctly, your star will work every single time. If you don't cut the small tail, if you cut it the wrong direction, it's just a mess. Trust me, I know. But if you do it this way, then this is so easy. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get all the creases going the same direction. So the small side of the star, the inner side, we want all of those folds to crease the same direction. So we're going to go around and get all those creases going the same direction. Now, if you ever get confused, pause the video, rewind, and hold it. You can even slow it down. Whatever will work. And just go nice and slow the first time you're making the star. And you may even re-watch the video a couple of times just to make sure that you know exactly how to do it. And then once you get it down, then it gets easier. Okay, after we get all the small creases going one direction, we get all the large star points going the opposite direction. So you just fold those going the opposite direction so that it will be a 3-dimensional star. And that is all there is to it. Look at that. Once you learn the technique of how to make your star, you can change your sizes of your squares, and you can make them, add them, layer them on top of each other. Now, one thing that I love to do is also add some color. Now, you can use colored paper, or you can use some glitter and glue. You can add different embellishments. I personally like spray painting, which I'll show you in just a minute. But one thing that I've figured out is there's really no certain thing that works or doesn't work. Like this glitter foam is actually really nice to add to the top edges of the star. I mean, really just look at things that you already have at your house. If you're a crafter and you're like me, you might have different types of glittery gem sticker things that you can pick up from the Dollar Tree, or this silver foam I actually got from Walmart, or I might have ordered it on Amazon, but I just save those kinds of things. I have little gems. Really anything could go. You could actually even take it and color all over it, add some glue and glitter, and then reform the edges how you want them. So you could lay this star flat, add some color, whatever. Now, the one thing that I do like to do is reinforce the peaks with some hot glue, just to make them so that they will stay and hold their position, so to speak. And the very points are the spots that can get a little bit dinged up if you don't have a little reinforcement. So yeah, I just add some hot glue. And I also like to add a little hook that's for an ornament. So I always keep a box of these little ornament hooks handy because I'm always making homemade ornaments. And this makes such a fun little embellishment to add to a top of a present or as a gift or whatever for your friends. And again, this little piece of paper and some glue and it's pennies to make these. Okay, now I want to see if I can make this in under a minute. And it looks like I'm speeding this up, but this is real time. So let's see if I can make a star in under a minute once I know what I'm doing. And this is actually cardstock, so takes a little bit longer than if I was using copy paper to make the creases. But literally, once you get the hang of this, it goes fast. You're counting down 30 seconds. Let's see if I can get my creases done before the minute is up. And again, it's just so fun, but I make it look easy right here. But I've made over 100 of these before I ever show my video. And so really you want to go nice and slow and steady when you're learning. But then once you get the technique down, voila, 7 seconds to spare. So yeah, you can make these stars in under a minute. Isn't that awesome? And then there's just no limit to what you could do. How fun would this be in some sort of a craft class or art class at school, or maybe you just want to make them with your friends or your grandkids, or really anything goes. Now here's my little foam, and again, I like to put things on the peak. I think that just makes it look so fun. And when it's on the tree, the glitter just gives a little bit of a shimmer to it. So I love, love, love it. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off my little foam pieces so that the stars, it still has the edge on the bottom. And it's so fun and easy. I got some glittery snowflake things that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I mean, really, there's so many different things that you can do, and adding different types of gems, and I like everything that's shiny. Now, the other thing is, if you're using copy paper, adding spray paint to it really helps strengthen it and give it some more flair. Okay, then I just made some treats and some Rice Krispie treats. Actually, they're the cornflake treats, and put them on a plate, and then added a star to it and passed it out to all my friends and neighbors and family. And then I also made a bunch of them to put on my tree. I just can't get enough of these stars. Message me down below and tell me what you would use your stars for. There you go. You can do almost anything on a tight budget if you just put a little creativity in there. Thank you so much for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. See ya!